We're just talking about, we got this jam track we've been working on, which is kind of like an an A blues kind of funky jam thing. Dun, 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 and how to play over that, because it can be tricky, you know, with a funky groove to play over. So I suggested keeping it real simple, and just using some cool, like here's one lick you can do, real simple. A minor pentatonic, you can either slide and go like this, 8 to 10. Give a little vibrato, you know, or you can do like a hammer-on idea right there, which sounds really cool. You're just hammering on to the A note. And then really, these 4 notes of the pentatonic scale right here, I'm at 8 and 10, 8 and 10 on the first 2 strings. And those 4 notes, you can really do a lot with just those 4 notes, believe it or not. What I like to do is, you know, a combination of hammer-ons, pull-offs, and of course bending notes. So the bending note I use most frequently, and a lot of blues players do this, rock players too, it's pretty commonly done, bending the 10th fret D up to the E note, which would be the 12th fret. So you're bending a whole step, you know, so you'd have this kind of... And that's a real simple lick, just going, okay, bend the note, then kind of cut the bend off, then hit the 8th fret, kind of give it a quarter step bend, barely bend it at all, and then hit the 10th fret of the 2nd string and give it a little vibrato. So you get this kind of... Reminds me a little bit of that Credence, you know, or John Fogerty type thing. So that, bending the 10th fret here, remember these 4 groupings of notes here that I was telling you how you can just really do a lot with those 4 notes. 10th fret of the 2nd string, bending that a step and a half, which is a crazy bend that might break your strings, but, you know, it's cool. You know, that type of thing in that little area, that pattern there. The other thing I was talking about was using a minor pentatonic scale that we know so well, and adding some notes that aren't in the pattern, that sound good when you're playing like a blues or a rock idea here. You know, like if you're doing like a, you know, that type of groove that we're doing on the jam track. Adding in, instead of this, you know, 5, 8, and then bending the 8 whole step, maybe going 2nd string 5, 7, half step bend. That type of thing. So you get, I like that. That's a great thing to practice too, like going 5, 7, half step bend on 7, and then go 5, 8, whole step bend. Oh, that was a little too high. Same with this string, first string. Here's a cool kind of like lick you hear a lot and stuff. Kind of reminds me of that song All Right Now by Free. You know that? So I did a hammer on, like play it slow. It's a hammer on the 2nd string from 5, you barring your finger over the first 2 strings. Hammer on from 5 to 7 on the 2nd string. Then upstroke on the 1st string 5th fret. So it's 3 notes. If you repeat that, you get this kind of... Right? You can do, like, what I like to do is do that, and then I'll bend. The note I'll end on, I'll kind of bend the 1st string 7th fret up to the 8th fret. Stuff like that. Pretty cool, right? Here's a cool one. You know, so you get the idea, right?
Right.
All right. And like when you're practicing these blues tracks, okay, don't forget that there's no such thing as too much bending, in my opinion. Because blues, I mean, real expressive technique is the bend, right? So work on this bend, obviously. 8th fret, 1st string. Don't neglect these when you're improvising. Okay, maybe do that. Then do a hammer-on and pull-off. You can go 5, 8, 5. Same here, 2nd string. So that was kind of a whole step bend. 8th fret, then bending it, bringing it down, and then doing a hammer-on and pull-off. 5, 8, 5. And 7th. You've been doing this bend a lot, I noticed, which is good. Hammer-on, pull-off, and then of course, like we did this bend here, obviously 10th fret. So I did a bend, bringing it down, hammer-on 8. Hammer-on and pull-off, 8, 10, 8, and 10.
All right, you gonna give us a little demo?
Sure. Like with the jam? With the jam track or without?
Sure, that's fine.